Hello and welcome to the Bullring. I'm your host, Jim Tretow. We have a lot to discuss, a lot to discover, and more importantly, we want to talk about short track racing. This podcast is designed for you, a short track fanatic like me. Hey, I've been around this game a long time. I actually enjoyed going to the tracks as a kid. My dirt track I grew up at was 3 miles from my house. Couldn't wait to get there every Saturday night. That turned into going to some go-kart races. That turned into going to some national races. That got me a chance to call some ASA National Tour races on radio and then television back in the old TNN days back in 1996. I've been bit by short track bug for a long time. I've gotten a chance to call NASCAR races. I've gotten a chance to be the track PA guy at Daytona now since 2004. I love all of it, but I really care, and I think you'll find the passion we have for this show is rooted in short track racing on the Bullring. We want your involvement. We want to know what you think is cool. Hey, we might even see your highlights on this program. We have a lot to cover here on the Bullring as we launch it here on Racing America and Track TV. I have a good chance to see you potentially if you come to one of the ASA Stars National Tour races coming up. It's a long season ahead of us. We already got one race in. We want to show you the highlights from the 2025 season opener of the ASA Stars National Tour, where I get to call all those races. And man, was it a doozy. It was at New Smyrna Speedway. The Clyde Hart Memorial 200 rolled off just a week or so ago. Here's the highlights of that big race.
This track and 200 laps is a lot of laps here at New Smyrna Speedway. So one time they get a chance to do it as the 4-wide formation for the first of 12 times this season. The driver salute lap for the fans in the packed grandstands at New Smyrna Speedway.
As they assemble 4 wide and an ASA salute, you can stand up at home, you can stand up in the stands. We love 4 wide. Salute to the fans of the ASA Stars National Tour. It's time to turn it loose to the ASA Stars National Tour 2025 season opener at New Smyrna Speedway, and we are green.
Here, he is making the second lane work unlike any other we've seen, at least here in 2025. Sets the car in turn 4. A little bit of contact slightly to the door, and Ty Majeski, new leader at the conclusion of lap 10.
The driver, the number 36, turned 16 in mid-March. A lot of attention being paid to him, and Connor Jones is around. Jones has spun on the backstretch.
They are going to check the air pressure in these tires, make sure that stagger is right where they want it. Same down a couple of stalls away with Ty Majeski. We also see Jake Finch down here on pit road. No changes being made to that car. They are adding fuel.
Sawallich, Boschele, Hall, hanging it out there.
Sawallich has his hands full now. His slip down was a little bit sideways, working through 3 and 4 that time. And Hall makes contact. Sawallich around, field going high. Sawallich spins down to the flat. It's going to bring out a yellow flag. Boschele on the inside, Brown on the outside. Back to green at New Smyrna.
A pair of 16-year-old full-timers barrel into turn number 1 at the head of the field, followed by the veteran Cole Butcher and Gabe Summers powering up on the inside in the black 15.
Battle between 2 of the top teams. A season ago, they battled for that team owner championship. Campy Racing leading. There's Brown, the leader, racing to the Stars flag for the end of stage 1 at New Smyrna Speedway.
Here's Gavan Boschele. They're going to go to the left side of this car. His teammate George Phillips in as well, so we'll keep an eye on what goes on there. Did talk to Anthony Campy, the crew chief, owner and crew chief, on the 81 car Carson Brown. He said we are happy with the car for now. No plan stop. No plan changes.
75 laps in, no 200 the distance. The Clyde Hart Memorial 200.
Cole Butcher out front. Jim, he has led a lot of races in ASA Stars competition. We were talking about that earlier. And they are racing hard right in front of the leaders. A scary moment in the lead change at the line. Colby Howard takes it away. Butcher being a little bit patient right now. He's nervous. He says, I don't want to be any part of this.
The 81 of Carson Brown thought he had a good run. The door was wide open on the inside, which is the speed of those cars now just going a lap down. Too great for their own 16-year-old, and now he's in big-time trouble. Racing with Cole Butcher, drops the left front wheel into the infield.
Dawson Sutton has come to a stop. Top of turn number 2. And there, the crew works on the 81. Charlie, what's the problem?
I'll tell you what, Jim, could be they were out of fuel. That's exactly what it is.
I believe Cole Butcher may be slowing as well. Cars running out of fuel, Jim.
Wow, lots of drama down here on pit road as the rest of the leaders come down pit road.
Dustin Smith, the inside of the NASCAR Xfinity Series Rising Star Wim Swallows were back underway at New Smyrna Speedway. The fans are on their feet. Howard up to task. On the champ. Ty Majeski. Boschele.
So Walich was still there, and here comes Boschele's teammate.
Racing into turn 3 for the final time. Off of turn 4. The winner of New Smyrna Speedway in ASA Stars National Competition, 16-year-old Gavan Boschele.
Just a lot of patience. We had a fast car all week long. I knew it. We kind of screwed ourselves there coming in that pit early. So I just kept my head in it, listened to Dennis and James and all the boys back in the pits, and they were right. I can't thank JBL, Toyota, all the guys at Donnie Wilson Motorsports. Gave me a bad fast race car, and I can't thank them enough.
Boschele, the big winner over William Swalich, Corey Hall. 16-year-old George Phillips came in at 4th. Stephen Nasse, he's full-time in the ASA Stars this year. He finished up in the 5th position. NASCAR Cup Series star Christopher Bell came back to the Super Lights and finished 6th. Midwest Tour champ Gabe Summers 7th. Derek Griffith, Bubba Pollard out of Georgia 9th. And Spencer Davis rounded out the top 10. And now we welcome in the driver who went to victory lane in the Clyde Hart Memorial 200, the ASA Stars National Tour season opener at New Smyrna Speedway. Gavan Boschele, thanks for joining us and congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate it for having me.
It was a big win. I was there covering it for our track TV coverage, and I'm telling you, it was impressive how you were able to hold that speed the entire distance. I know it's a longer race than some, but more importantly, you and the Donnie Wilson gang, you guys didn't lose speed. You were on the same straightaway with those leaders going after it the entire race. How'd you do that?
I think the guys, obviously the whole entire Wilson team had the car really, really well. So it's kind of just my job to go and show out and drive it. So just kind of lucky kind of drive that fast of a race car. So I think we were really smart and we kind of kept our nose clean the whole race and stayed out of trouble. And that's kind of how we won. Just you got to be smart in those long races.
Becoming one of the youngest winners in ASA Stars National Tour history, but you're used to doing that, being the youngest at XYZ or the youngest ever to do this or that. I do want to talk about last year, getting a chance with Donnie Wilson Racing to go and in place of Cole Butcher, finish a couple of top podium finishes at Toledo and Owasso in the ASA Stars National Tour. How much did that win that night at New Smyrna Speedway kind of validate the idea that they got the right guy to take over a full-time drive in the ASA Stars National Tour?
I feel like it just we all just kind of started clicking together. They do such a great job of helping me get prepared for stuff, especially last year, just kind of learning my first year, and then this year just kind of come out swinging. So it's been a good couple first races. Obviously, won some down in Speed Weeks, and then we won the Red Eye. So, and we had a good finish at Cordial too. Just had something break and still finished 4th. So we've been pretty strong, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
For the fans who don't know, 2 years removed from Gavan's 118 race schedule in a single year, this going racing thing is nothing new to you, but how different is it now knowing that where you were racing wing sprint cars and midgets just a couple years ago and everything you possibly could find, and now you're getting honed in on and saying, okay, we're racing these races. We win the Red Eye. You're against some really good competition the entire time you're doing this. How do you balance all that knowing the bigger races and the more attention and the bigger exposure you're getting now as a young driver?
You just kind of got to stay hardworking and stay humble. You never. Right now, this is not. It's awesome, but I love what I do, and I want to go to the top step. So just kind of keep working hard and stay focused. But no, I have a bunch of good guys surrounding me my whole entire life. I'm used to 118 races, now I only got 50. So it does still sounds like a lot. I'm only saying I only got 50, but I was used to racing 120, 130 times a year. So I got a lot of off weekends now, and just kind of hanging out when I'm at home I'm on the lake a lot. So it's nice having those off weekends, but you get dialed back in pretty quick into the race mode.
Does it help at all when you're born into the sport in North Carolina, racing at Millbridge when you're 4 or 5? I've seen people transplant themselves to Oklahoma to race micros. I know people who moved to North Carolina to race. I've seen people move to Atlanta, like Joey Logano, to move to Atlanta to race the Legends Summer Shootout Series in Atlanta and Charlotte. How much does that help you think, locking in so early in what is a hotbed of racing, the short track racing specifically, that you have living near the Charlotte area?
It's obviously the racing capital of the world. So my dad played football and stick and ball sports. So he was never really familiar with racing. Everyone knew what racing was. Like, he watched it occasionally and stuff like that. But I played football and basketball when I grew up. So I didn't really think anything of it until I was about 9, and then kind of started getting into it more and more in depth. And I was probably about 10 or 11. My dad asked me what I wanted to do, and I chose racing because I couldn't balance both of them out with how much I was traveling. So Yeah, that's kind of how it was. I've been here my whole life. I love North Carolina. It's awesome. But if there was actually one state that I could move to when I'm older, it would be Florida because it's just nice all there all year round. Right now it's snowing here, so.
Hey, we got to talk about those balls behind you. Did you sign those, or your dad from college? What's going on back there? I thought you were just a racing guy.
No, the one of them's Kobe, one of them's I think Shaq, and then Pac-Man Jones, and then I think this is I forgot who this one was. And then he's got one. You can't see. There's a Bears helmet over here. Yeah, there's a Bears helmet right here, and I don't even know who signed this. There's a bunch of NFL guys that signed those, and then he's got
Wow.
there's a college helmet I think somewhere under his desk that he signed. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We got a
So it
bunch
sounds
of
like
stuff.
obviously you're not home much, which is kind of cool. How many people in your family roll down the road with you when you're going racing or to a ball game or to the lake?
Usually it's just my dad that comes with me like to the races, and then like occasionally my mom and my brother will come because my brother has. I mean, we both go to school, go to public school, so my mom wants to him to stay in school as much as he can. So, and then my mom also doesn't want to go to every single race. She only comes like the super big ones, like New Smyrna. She didn't stay for like the whole entire speed week. She just came down for the ASA race and then like the three races after that. But yeah, my dad usually rolls with me everywhere I go, and then on the lake, it's usually. My family will have a few family nights, but usually my parents let me take the boat out, and then me and my buddies will go surfing and hit the lake, and then kind of go hang out after and do whatever.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Hey,
Yeah.
there's a 9 day span of the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. You still have a family life outside of racing. So, what did mom and dad drag you to, or your brother say, "Hey, I want to do this," instead of go to the racetrack at 2 o'clock? What'd you end up doing that you may not have had a say in, but hey, the family's taking you there, and you got to go.
So my brother actually, I went to the beach with my filmer, my editor, on the day we were off, and then my brother came in and he was all bored, and then I think my mom actually drug him to some like learning place because my mom's like so strict on missing school, so like she literally took him to some like aquarium so she could like so he could get credit like that they like learned he learned something while he was out of school. So like my mom like emailed the teacher and like told him that he was doing something educational. That's pretty fun. I didn't get have to go to that. I was not taking part in that.
So, how much racing turns into homework for you? Saying, well, I studied my geometry by looking at the suspension pickup points on the right front of my race car. Have you done that yet to get some kind of credit for what you learned?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have much, like, I don't have a ton of schoolwork. Actually, I'm a little bit behind right now in one of my classes, but I stay pretty on top of my grades. My parents stay pretty on me about it, so I always have a backup plan in case this racing doesn't work out or something goes wrong. My parents always want me to have like a fallback plan if I do go to college and get my degree and everything else. So I've always kind of been strong on that, but no. I do study racing a good bit. When I was younger, I did a lot. I watched it all the time. Now, I don't watch it as much. I really enjoy like I love going to the. I don't. One of my biggest things is I don't know if many people are like this, but I can't like I hate like going to the track and not racing. Like I just like I don't like not being able to race. I just go there and if I have to watch, I get so mad because I can't race. So that's kind of like one of my pet peeves.
So you avoid that at all costs, or try to find something to drive. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
It's like, I
yeah,
got to do
yeah,
something. Give me a golf cart. I don't care.
yeah. That's it. That's it.
Gavin, let's go back to the track and back to New Smyrna Speedway. It's a 9-day, 6-race adventure called the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. And in a Super Late Model, part of that was the Clyde Hart Memorial 200 race that you won. Very impressive run. Congrats on that huge win. But you also nailed it with winning the series championship by dominating the Orange Blossom 100, the final race of those 6 races, to win the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Championship. There's some pretty hefty names that have done the same accomplishment you did by winning the series title. How big is that to you at this tender age? And have they shown you the list of winners of this? Because it's pretty impressive.
It feels really good. So blessed to have that happen. I know all the guys. They did a great job all weekend, or all week, I should say. We worked hard, and after the ASA race, we got like a little bit more confidence. We already knew we were fast, so we didn't really get ahead of ourselves. We kind of just kept our heads down and kept working. So just didn't do nothing stupid, and I knew we would have a chance at it. Like we kind of got screwed on the first night by us blowing a tire on third, so I kind of messed up us. I think we would have been a little bit safer in the lead. We would have been in like a four tie. I think it was a tie, like tie with me and Derek, and then Corey and George. I think so. I think it would have been a little bit not easier, but like a little bit more not stressful on me if we could have just finished not 11th and finished third. So. It feels so good, especially beating like the guy like Derek. He's been doing his whole life. He's really, really good, and he's a good dude. But yeah, shout out to him. He was fun to race against. But yeah, feels really, really good.
Mentioned Derek Griffith, mentioned Corey Hall, who had a great speed week. So you also mentioned George, your teammate, George Phillips. He is another young teenager that Toyota has their eye on. He's your teammate this year, racing as an ASA Platinum Series driver, as well as racing for that Pepperjack Kennels Rookie of the Year in the ASA Stars National Tour. Two young guns going after it. What do you guys all get to do with the Toyota Performance Center? As a Toyota development driver, people may not realize all that comes with it and all the ability you have to surround yourself with some really cool people. Like, you might be working out next to a Toyota Cup driver, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you see that sometimes. And you also have they're just awesome folks. So you get to work out every single day. Kind of plan your schedule. They have there's so many things that they have that benefit you. They got nutrition side, everything. Everyone there's like excellent. I actually meal prep today, some steak and some mac and cheese and stuff for the week. So they're really good on kind of keeping you healthy and staying focused and then kind of clearing your mind and all that stuff. So they're really, really, really good at what they do.
So are they cooking some meals for you, or is mom and dad off the hook for a little while now that you're in that program?
No, so there's the nutritionist Stephanie. She's awesome. She actually helps me cook. Like she helps, like kind of teaches me. So like now I'm kind of getting better at it to like where I can like kind of cook my own foods and stuff like that. But they have like a kitchen over there and everything, so it's pretty cool.
How about the mental side of it? It's so important to have people around you that have been there and can guide you in ways, not just say, hey, I'm a Cup driver, what do you need to know, but like a sports psychologist there, or someone that can talk to you about what kind of weight training and why, versus just go in the gym and get some reps and make sure your arms look bigger kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, personally, way back when I was with Chevy, Josh Wise was a huge mentor for me about the just mind space. Like he was really, really good at that, kind of getting all of the guys in their right mind. But Toyota folks are also good at that, and I kind of carried that over when I went there. Of kind of just that mentality. You can't like let stuff get to you. Just kind of close your eyes and you can only control what you control is what my dad tells me a lot. So I kind of always stay with that motto, and then it obviously helps to run up front and win. So we've been running up front a good amount last year and then beginning of this year. So it's definitely a long time. It was definitely coming. So I just kind of kept my head down and controlled what I control, and it all played out.
And part of that accelerating learning process, I know two guys are a big part of that in your racing career, albeit just 17 years of age. I want to go back to when Kevin Swindell said, I want to help you. I want you to be part of my program. He's a championship-winning driver at the Chili Bowl, winning 4 straight. He won 2 more with Logan Seavey. You got to race the Chili Bowl a couple years ago. What was it like being around Kevin, a hardcore racer that you got a chance to work with really closely?
Kevin was awesome. Probably one of my most important mentors in my racing career. He's been with me since I was 9 years old, so he pretty much taught me how to drive a dirt car, literally everything. So was a huge impact on my whole entire career to this day. So I've taken a lot of advice from him still to this day. So can't thank him enough for what he's done. And then obviously my mom, my dad have been a huge help. And then obviously Seabell too. He's always been kind of in my corner ever since I had my first test at Millbridge. So it's been pretty cool to have so many great people around me and supporting me.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Larson and Seabell like to go to Millbridge and hang out on a Wednesday night because they have their own micros or their own wing outlaw carts. I mean, that's kind of cool that they take a liking to you. I'm guessing it's because of what they saw in the racetrack and maybe what they see off it. It's neat to have that experience, isn't it? That exposure that a lot of kids are dying to get, but you're just, hey, I'm there on a Wednesday night. What do you want to know? I just beat you in this heat race. Now what? You know what I mean? When you're with Cup guys, that's got to be really cool.
Really, what's it called? I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday before the race. And I was testing with me, Kevin, and my dad. And Christopher comes up to me and he's like, "You drive like that Wednesday, you're gonna win the race." And we ended up winning it. So it was really cool to have him say that, and I thought it was really neat.
And wouldn't you know, with a day's notice, another guy that's been influential in your life, we'll talk about him in a moment, but it's back to Seabell. Seabell shows up at races at the Clyde Hart Memorial 200 in a super late. He hadn't been in one in a long time. How much that was as a teammate for Donnie Wilson racing with Seabell for the first time in a super late?
That's pretty cool. I texted him. I was like, "Are you coming down?" He's like, I'm thinking about it. So he ended up coming down, but he beat me one time at Millbridge a while ago for the win, and then I ended up beating him this time. So a little bit of payback for him, but no, it was kind of cool that he did that just kind of off the rip. It just shows how much he loves racing. You know, just come down there and to only qualify and then try and go race, and it's who knows how long it's been. It's just pretty impressive itself.
Yeah, I think he told me about end of 2016, maybe with Kyle Busch Motorsports back in the day, but that one phone call that convinced him and turned the tide for him and is really important, I think, to bring up is Bond Suss. And Bond was the guy that made that call to Seabell, but he also has been in your corner for a while. How important is he and others in the Donnie Wilson Racing and Toyota in general been in this process of learning and skipping a few rungs on the ladder to get that information knowledge direct and and very quickly?
Huge. He's a big help. He's awesome. He's done a lot for me, and he's really good at developing us. I think he's one of the best to do it. He's really smart. He knows what he's doing, and especially, I mean, really all the guys there. My crew chief Dennis does a great job. He's awesome crew chief, really smart, knows what he's doing. So I trust all those guys over there to just guide me. So I never really worry about them telling me false information or anything going wrong. So I can go out there and race.
Gavan Boschele, what are your strengths as giving feedback? Because I know the ASA Stars sometimes allow you to practice the day before for a few hours, or you might just get 4 runs in an afternoon, qualify and race without touching the car. What do you find your strengths are now in giving that team the feedback to get the feel you want in a race car?
Yeah, I think it's big. Yeah, I kind of just break down the corner, and then I think Dennis is starting to know what I like now, so it's starting to get a lot easier for him when we go to tracks. We've kind of been unloading and we're pretty solid. So I think he knows what I like. I think I know what he wants to see from me and hear from me. So I kind of get in depth when I need to, and then when I don't need to, I kind of keep it nice and short, so it's not too much information overloads. But it's kind of, I think we all have a great team. We click very well, so it's rolling pretty well right now.
Racing for $1 million purse payout throughout the course of the year. Racing for the Pepper Jack Kennels Rookie of the Year honors this year in the ASA Stars National Tour. One of your primary focuses among those 50 races is just the 12-race series. I mean, you got to have it right. What are you guys doing to prepare for the next one? March 23rd at Five Flag Speedway in the Sunshine State 200.
Right now, I'm kind of just hanging out, clear my mind. I don't really like to think about races until I kind of have get real close to it. I think it just makes me stressed out. I don't like getting in my own head. So I'm just going to TPC, and then I'll probably talk to the guys, Dennis, if they need anything from me over the next couple weeks. But I'm excited. I love Five Flags, one of my favorite tracks, and I think we're really fast. But yeah, I'm really stoked.
Have you been there much in a super late model? I know you've done some pro late model racing.
I've been there once, last year. Once we weren't very well, but it was a struggling for us. We just missed it a little bit, but that's the only time I've been there in a super.
So when you're not racing, are you doing sim racing? Are you playing basketball? What are the things you do outside of the race car?
I'm actually not much of a sim guy. I might hop on the sim for fun just to mess around with my friends, but I like it. I work out, and then I'll go hang out with my buddies, go to school, play some basketball when it's nice out, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, just play basketball, hang out with my buddies, and then work out, and then kind of just go to school. So I pretty simple. Not most kids probably say I have a pretty crazy life, but it's sometimes it's laid back, sometimes it's all fast moving. So right now it's not as much races I'm used to. I'm kind of here. I feel like I'm here a lot more. I'm home, so I can hang out with my friends a lot more, which is nice. So I enjoy it. It's fun.
And I'm guessing you'll have plenty more opportunities in February to celebrate your birthday around February 12th, 13th, somewhere in there in Speed Weeks during Florida. You said you love Florida, but man, I think you have a lot going for you. And winning that race, the Clyde Hart Memorial, the day before you turn 17 tells me one thing, that you're ready for it, you're up to task, and you're also going to be, I think, working your way through where you're spending a lot more time at the big track before too long, the way this is going. It's really great to spend some time with you tonight. Thanks for joining us here on the Bullring.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Hey, you can watch the entire race on TV. Yes, MAV TV is the home for the ASA Stars National Tour again in 2025. On Monday night, February 24th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the All-American Racing Block. Check out the ASA Stars National Tour season opener on MAV TV. You can also watch it on demand anytime on tracktv.com. We also know there's some really cool racing going on in the ASA Stars in 2025, and 15 drivers have stepped to the plate and said, we want to commit to the entire season. They're the ASA Platinum drivers presented by Rackley Roofing and Trek Enterprises. All 15 of these drivers you're seeing on screen, yes, all 15 teams and drivers are committed to race every one of the ASA Stars Tour races in 2025. And man, it's an all-star lineup. Johnny Sauter, NASCAR Truck Series champ. Chase Pistino racing for Carson Hocevar. Bubba Pollard's committed. Dottie Wilson Racing has 3 cars with Cole Butcher and 2 young drivers, 2 teenagers racing for that team. 15-year-old Tad Fredrickson's making up the full schedule. Stephen Massey, Carson Brown, Derek Thorne. These are the best of the best when it comes to short track racing. They're all racing in the ASA Stars National Tour in 2025. We'll be right back.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsmen, and Crown Stocks on Friday. The Arca Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The Road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to FiveFlagsSpeedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. I'm your host, Jim Tretow. Racing America and Track TV are your destination for all things short track racing. We want to talk about it. We want to hear about it. We're going to cover it here on the Bullring. The ASA Stars National Tour has kicked off their 2025 season. It's an awesome schedule. Some premier short tracks, some premier crown jewel events, and 15 of America's best short track racers have signed up to become ASA Platinum drivers presented by Rackley Roofing and Truck Enterprises. They're at all the ASA Stars races here on the schedule. Our next race, hope to see you there, March 23rd, Five Flags Speedway, the Sunshine State 200. We've got the Toledo Glass City 200 in here. We've got the Winchester 400, and the Nashville All-American 400 wraps up the season. There's a lot of great racing in between and some new tracks to visit as well in 2025. When it comes to racing, we love it. There are some signature events you cannot miss. And if you've never been to Winchester Speedway, you're missing something really special. It's a high bank track. Only the bravest men in the world cross those gates. There's a big sign, and notoriety comes with winning a race there at the Winchester Speedway on the Indiana-Ohio border. And once a year, only once a year, there's 400 laps to determine who wins the rifle and the Winchester 400 trophy. Let's take a look back to last year's 2024 ASA Stars National Tour race at Winchester Speedway. It's an awesome one. Winchester 400 racing, Cole Butcher style, right here on the Bullring.
Oh, big crash in turn 1 and 2. Look out, Hind around, Bearden in there, Sutton, Garcia, Boschele in the 24, the 33 of Francis, and the 5 of Jonathan Nee.
Oh yeah, I've been telling people, like every time I come to Winchester, it brings out every emotion inside my body. Anything emotionally people can have in their life, it comes out in me here because I've seen it all. I grew up here.
The best super late model racers from North America, including Canada, have assembled to determine who's going to win it. Off of turn 4. Crown Jewel season continues here. The Winchester 400's underway. Roderick and Rogero lead us to the front stretch. Anthony Campy racing on the top side. Michael Hine racing with champion defending. Ty Majeski taking the lead away. Turn number 4 at the finish line. New leader, lap 45, Ty Majeski.
They're thinking that there is some fluid leaks possibly from one of these top 2 cars. So Majeski's come down. He gets a thumbs up. And now the 51 of Stephen Nasse is coming to pit road. So they have seen some fluid when he pulled away from where he was located on the racetrack.
We had a little oil leak and ended up being the rear end. So come in and got that tightened up. And I guess just run out of fluid a little bit too much and burn it up. So
Lake Row will bring out the officially the third caution. Every lead lap car has come to pit road. Charlie Crawl.
Yeah, down here in Cole Butcher's pit. Surprisingly, guys, they're going to the left side tires first down here for all 3 Wilson Motorsports teams, changing left side tires.
Somehow doesn't match up with Pinsino. They both go to the rear. We go back forward. Green flag flying into turn 1. Pinsino, the control car, has the lead early.
Oh, big crash in turn 1 and 2. Look out, Hind around, Bearden in there, Sutton, Garcia.
Let's take a look. This is the top 6 rolling into turn number 1.
Boschele got into the 69 of Hind.
Send him for a ride. It was a long tag into turn 1. Just couldn't stay off of Hind's car, and Hind went around. The control car on the outside is Pinsino, and Majeski decided down the front stretch this time.
as that stage flag waves. Takes the $1,000 bonus for stage 1 win.
Coming back to the green to restart this race on lap 154. Ty Majeski, the control car, to his inside for the first time. It's Cole Butcher to the inside.
Butcher to lead for the first time today. Cole Butcher, the Canadian out front. Majeski says, not so fast, I want it back. The 26 of Roderick, I think he has a right front.
Yeah, guys, here comes Casey Roderick, flat right front tire. Timing could not have been worse right here towards the end of this 75-lap green flag run.
And Ty Majeski's pit right now, and got a plug wire in hand with some zip ties.
Yeah, guys, hood is up, and they are checking every one of those plug wires. They've got a thermometer to diagnose which one of those cylinders isn't hitting, trying to diagnose what could be a cylinder not firing.
Up the banking, gaining speed. Majeski on the outside, a good restart here. We'll lead him in the outside lane into turn 1. Ruggiero trying to clear Majeski to take the lead out right down the backstretch, and he does so.
End of stage number 2 for the ASA Stars National Tour event at Winchester Speedway. $1,000 going to that young man right there, Gio Ruggiero.
Yeah, Adam, Ty Majeski bringing the 91 back down pit road. They are going right back under the hood, checking all of the cylinders. Again, still just not able to find which one of those cylinders isn't hitting.
Back to green flag on lap 307, the Winchester 400. Ruggiero takes him into turn 1. Cole Butcher takes the lead on Gio Ruggiero, who's way off the pace suddenly. Ruggiero off the pace from the lead at Winchester.
Big issues for Ruggiero, something in the drivetrain, and yes, there it goes.
Back in the series after a 2-race break and underway, Butcher leads him into turn 1.
I think Majeski's just as quick again. Once they get up and running, he stays with him. In fact, might close the gap. It's going to take just one mistake. And remember, a year ago, Cole Butcher late in the race made 1 or 2 mistakes that he normally doesn't make. 19 laps remain in the 53rd running of the Winchester 400. Cole Butcher, Ty Majeski battling for the lead in the late going.
Off of turn number 4. Butcher wins the 53rd running of the Winchester 400.
It would have been better if my wife and my baby boy were here, but this is awesome. Can't thank Wilson Motorsports enough for it was a rough weekend, to be honest, and know I've given 2 of these away, so this feels good.
What a great race that Cole Butcher had at the Winchester 400. We hope to see you in the grandstands joining us for the Winchester 400 here in 2025. Check out race tickets and options for you at starsnationaltour.com on the official website of the ASA Stars National Tour. We're introducing something now to you that's called Around the Horn, where we recognize and congratulate some recent winners here in short track racing from across America.
Calling all race fans. We have launched a new travel site where the race fans can enjoy free savings and upgrades on all of their travel needs. RacerTravel.com is free to join and unlocks unpublished bookings and rates for our racing community. Up to 50% off on more than 1 million rooms across the U.S. and Canada with unpublished discounts on hotel bookings. Unlock a hidden selection of hotels and rates that cater to your travel preferences. Whether you're heading out to the track as a competitor, fan, or anything in between, use Racer Travel for all your race, business, and vacation travel needs.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it. One roof at a time.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsman, and Crown Stocks on Friday. The ARCA Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to fiveflagspeedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. I hope to see you at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. It's going to be a 3-day racing festival at Five Flags Speedway. We're going to have ARCA Menard Series East on Friday, some great short track divisions on Saturday, and the ASA Stars race number 2 of the year at Five Flags Speedway on Sunday afternoon, March 23rd, the Sunshine State 200. Where to get tickets? The number 5, fiveflagspeedway.com. Now let's take a look at some upcoming races that you can attend or catch right here on Racing America or Track TV. Joined by one of the drivers who ended 2024 on one of the highest notes you could possibly get, a champion in the Cars Pro Late Model Tour and a champion of the 57th running of the Snowball Derby. Kaden Honeycutt, thanks for joining us here on the Bullring.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for having me.
I want to go back to what began as a quest for Larry Blount and Pat Jett and you driving that famous number 21 at Five Flags Speedway, and the effort put in by you and your team to be that fast and pass Tad Majeski with 10 to go or whatever it was to win the Derby.
Yeah, man, it was definitely insane. For pretty much how the whole race went, like it was very surprising. I really thought Saturday we had a top 10 car. I didn't know if we had a winning car, but man, JC made so many good adjustments overnight and put us in position the entire race to go up there and lead laps and very surprisingly like go a tie there at the end, and I really did not expect that. But I was definitely going to give it my all too. So, yeah, it was definitely a fun time. It was pretty insane on how the whole deal went, right? So, I think it's just a storybook ending, man. Like this way it all happened. 21 laps to go. We took the green, started second. Like the whole thing was just really awesome. So it was thanks to JC, Ben, and everyone that worked so hard that weekend to make it possible.
I was on pit road for the coverage, and I watched the Pro Late Models with Derek Thorne, your teammate with Jet Motorsports. I watched how your team went through things and skipped a couple of practice runs just to get where you guys wanted to be, to get you comfortable. Was it like Princess and the Pea where you had that exact feel you wanted, don't change it, guys? Or was it a matter of conserving what you thought you needed for the race, and you kind of hit on something earlier in the weekend than others?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was going back to the preview. We made a lot of good quality runs at the preview, and I think that was one of the things that made us really well. That did a lot of good things, especially for our mock run, doing it at night, and I think there was good feel for that for sure. So there was a lot that we built on from the preview, and also testing on that Sunday. So just like everyone else did, everyone tested on Sunday and Monday because that's what everyone wants to do the week of leading into the race. So yeah, there was a lot of different combinations I think that helped us, but ultimately I think there was with the help of everyone on that race car. Brandon Ernest helped us a ton during the entire week. So I appreciate him, appreciate everyone that helped us, gave us tips, and did what we needed to be successful. So it was definitely a lot of combination of things, man. But you just got really good people in this industry, and that's what led us to win that race.
You mentioned the preview, and I've seen you since about 2018 when you first rolled in as a kid out of Texas that ran some Legends car races and got into modified on the dirt for a few, and you just went ARCA racing at Salem Speedway. As the first time I came across you, and I've been paying attention to what you've been doing since. You race anything with four wheels, and you've been proving that you're pretty good at it. Now, when it comes to the preview, you mentioned that you were fast. There were 3 other divisions there. You were fast in 2 of the 3 other divisions. You jumped in a truck, you jumped in something else. I mean, you were in a modified at Five Flags. Most guys would say, I just need to worry about my Superman, but you were quick. I think that kind of carried through a little bit for you, didn't it?
I think so, yeah. I think I told multiple people after this, I was like, man, I think running all these laps helped me to win that Derby. It really did. I really truly believe that. Was it too many classes of cars? Probably so, but I'm so glad that I ended up doing it. It really did help me quite a bit, more than I think people would actually realize. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity all across the board, everybody that gave me the chance. Larry, Dustin Bryson, Colin Alexander with the modified, and Dustin as well again for the Pro Truck. So that was really cool to do all those classes and make those laps because, man, I know for sure it helped. And I might do it again. I might not. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how this year goes and be able to decide on my my comfort level and my exhaustion level, I'm sure, after this year to see if it will be worth it or not.
Kaden, I do want to talk about one man you brought up just by his first two initials, JC. JC Umscheid has been with you for quite some time. I didn't realize until race weekend how long you guys have had a partnership to be driver and crew chief to win the Snowball Derby. Take us back to when you first met him, and how involved has he been with your racing?
I can tell you he has been involved since I've been walking. Ever since I raced Bandoleros, I was in his shop in Austin. I remember specifically I went to go and fix a bumper, and he helped us with our Bandolero back then. It was in Central Texas Speedway when that was around. Oh, boy, I think probably 2013 or 14, if I had to say. And he's known me for a while. He did all my super stuff when I owned my own race car. When I ran the first 2 years of the Derby in 18 and 19, he was my crew chief then. In 20, I ran for Donnie, and of course he wasn't able to do that. But he's been around my entire life of racing, and a bunch of the success on that side is thanks to him. And he is a very, very smart guy, and I wish he would get the chance to do a crew chief role someday because he definitely deserves it. He's well smart enough to, and he's well capable on doing those types of things. So as long as someone gives him the chance to, I think he is well capable to become an enormous amount of help to any type of race team, and he's been an enormous help to me.
Kaden Honeycutt joined us here on the Bullring, and I want to point out that people who are watching this are trying to find the next dollar, trying to see how they can advance their career, and I think you're the definition of persistence and perseverance. Man, do you realize how hard and often you work on the phone, on your sim, chasing dollars to get an opportunity to race one race, much less a full season in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series? Take us through how much that takes, how much grit that takes, and how much perseverance, because, man, there's probably more no's than yes in what you're trying to accomplish.
Oh, for sure. Way more no's than yeses. But, it took a lot. It makes you question if it's something that you really want to do. And really, I've really never had that thought in my mind. But I know for some people, definitely it kind of hit like, well, is it even worth doing it or not? And for me, it absolutely was. This is what I wanted to do. And it took 2 or 3 years to make it happen. I'm 21 and I still forget that, there's a lot of years left to go. But, man, the opportunity I got from Nice, from Cody, he's been working on this since 2 years ago whenever we had talked about it in May of 23 going into Charlotte. It's been really well thought out, and we've worked on it for so long. He has worked on it, and thanks to my guys at MMI as well. Al, Jason Precision, Autoventive, Josh at Detroit, Mastal, those are the ones that gave me the chance, man. They gave it to me, and now it's up to me to perform and do what I'm supposed to do on these weekends and try to deliver a championship mostly for Al. I want to win a championship so bad for that man, for serving our country and has done what he's done for people like Ross and Carson. I want to give it to him, and I want to show my appreciation, and I want to do that by winning races and going to Phoenix and holding the trophy with him.
Last year certainly was a springboard in some ways. 13 races, making it the Cars Pro Late Model Stock Tour. You won a championship there, but you also raced in 14 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races, and I know I saw you at the track more than that on NASCAR weekends. That balance, that drive, was that part of the process, or did you know 2025 was coming and you wanted to be part of whatever you could be part of, knowing what was on the horizon for a full-time truck drive?
Yeah, I didn't really expect it, to be honest with you. I really thought I'd do the same deal I did this last year into 25. I really didn't think there would be much of anything else going on. But yeah, we somehow just made it work. Everyone, like I said, a bunch of effort was put into it, and I raced like every race was my last race, and I kind of just took that mindset every time to, not mess anything up, don't crash the truck, and and bring it home where it needs to be and try to excel at it. So that's pretty much what I did every weekend. I raced the truck. And I really didn't expect it, but man, whenever we had talked about it in August, I was thrilled to death. The first person I called was my dad, and it just the way it all happened, man, it's just unbelievable, and it's thanks to them to giving me that chance to do it. So now this year is about going and performing and doing what we need to do. You got 24 opportunities now to go and try to go after a playoff spot and go win races and go at it again at Phoenix.
Now, there's not a dirt track on the schedule, but you still love dirt racing. You raced dirt late models last year. You raced a pro late model. You raced a super late model. What am I forgetting? Because you certainly want to stay busy, but how does that help you now becoming a sole-focused, full-time Truck Series driver?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a hard balance, right? But, I mean, I just love racing. I feel like dirt racing is so huge to go and do for your racecraft, and it's huge for car control. I don't get to do it as much as I used to before, but I still think it is definitely good to do, and it's definitely good to go and learn how to race and just go and just drive something, right? So, yeah, doing dirt late models, late model stock racing cars, as you mentioned, pro late models. I just wanted to race, man. Like, that's all I wanted to do, and it's thanks to awesome owners that I was able to do that.
All right, what's on the schedule this year? We talked about the focus being the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship in Phoenix in November. What else are you going to play with? What else do you want to play with? And will that phone still ring? And, hey, Kaden, we got this mud truck we want you to run down here somewhere. You're going to pick those phone calls up and say, let's do this? Or are you going to focus on a few less things?
I think I'm going to do the same thing as I've done before, but I'm going to run car steer, run pro late model races, run late model stock races. I'm pretty sure we have, I think 10 or 12 set to go combined. The stock races and pro races are actually, some of them are doubles races, so it's 2 races in one night. I do like doing those. I think those are fun to do, and they're fun to go back and forth in between cars to learn what you're getting into and adapt right away. That's kind of my mindset of that. So, yeah, definitely plan on racing a bunch this year all across the board. And like I said, it's great to have the people that I'm running for, man, for me to let them drive the race cars.
It's going to be great to see in a bunch of short tracks this year as well. And when it comes to the fans, you're not just Kaden Honeycutt, the kid that wants to do this. You're Kaden Honeycutt, the NASCAR driver. Has that culture changed at all for you, or the approach of people coming up to you and maybe waiting a turn versus just walking up to you saying, hey, Kaden, can I get your autograph? Or, hey, can I talk to you? I just saw you race at Daytona, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way as I was before. I'm definitely not changed. I love when people come up and interact with me. I'm love every bit of it. That's what I signed up to do. This is our sport, man. People don't understand, like, this sport operates on fan base, and it operates on people outside the racetrack, not just us. So I love getting people involved in me. Like, I would love autograph sessions and everything. I think that's what we kind of miss in NASCAR now. In Cup Series, at least, is autograph sessions and letting them meet their drivers and, do things like that. It doesn't take much, man, and I think people have lost sight of that, so I really want to bring that back, and people need to appreciate that. So I definitely don't take that for granted, and, any fan that I have are my top fan. I don't rate any fans from bottom to top. I think they're all awesome, and appreciate them for supporting us on every weekend that they're out there.
Okay, we're certainly watching you. We're looking forward to seeing the short tracks. We're looking forward to you kicking some tail on the short tracks when it comes to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. That's where points can be made and championships are decided on that 1 mile in Phoenix. And it's so cool to see where you are now. We're thank you again for joining us here on the Bullring. And if you could leave us with one thought for someone trying to get where you are, what will you tell them to power through and continue doing to reach their goals?
Man, it's hard to say, but there's a couple of people that I would say that you need. A couple of things you really need to think about is, like, your relationship with people. You never know who you're going to meet at a racetrack. You never know how things could turn out with a certain team, like what you're running with. You never know who's around, who's watching. Like, you just don't know. So, and I think, and as far as, you're going to get more no's than yeses, and you're just going to have to accept that. But the biggest factor is to not quit, to keep on finding sponsors or find people that will let you race the race car and, that's all I got to say, man. It's all about relationships and how you treat people and how the impressions you get with other people, because you never know. Because I could be talking to you, Jim, and multimillionaires or people who want to sponsor a race car but don't know who to contact with, and giving off a good impression, you could lay a good message. So you never know who that could be. Anybody at the racetrack. You just need to keep that in mind and not lose sight of that. So like I said, always watching relationships, and it's all about who you meet.
Kaden, thanks for your time, thanks for your insights, and we really appreciate you spending time with us and celebrating what was a great season and turning into a full-time NASCAR drive and a Snowball Derby championship. To be on the bottom of that T-shirt, man, you'll be on that T-shirt forever as a Snowball Derby champion.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Just like I said, I appreciate Cook Electric, Larry Blunt, Pat Jett for the opportunity, man. I love those guys to death and can't wait to do it with them again this year.
Kaden Honeycutt, thanks for joining us here on the Bullring.
Thanks, man.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
How you doing back there?
Patient stable.
Oh, Sunoco Go Rewards.
His vitals look good. Let's stop real quick. You cool with that?
Yeah, get those savings.
You're a trooper.
Could I get a hot dog?
We'll get you a hot dog.
And a slushie?
And a slushie.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save.
I'll take these savings. Thank you so much.
So drop what you're doing, because rewards come first.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsman, and Crown Stocks on Friday. The Arca Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to fiveflagspeedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. We'd love to have you involved in our next show. When you see our guests announced on social, do us a favor. In the comments, throw us your question. Oh, how about a video question? Even better. Love to have you on our program going forward. We want your involvement. We love short track racing, and we love the fact we had Gavan Boschele on the program tonight and Kaden Honeycutt. Those guys are stars of short track racing, no doubt. Until next time, I'm Jim Tretow. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you at a Bullring near you. The Bullring is produced and hosted by Jim Tretow. Producer Kurt Schrader. Video editor Vincent Villarreal. Special thanks Bob Sargent and Marty Mello Track Enterprises. Colin Smith with Racing America and Tony Stevens. The Bullring is an exclusive presentation produced by Track Enterprises in conjunction with Racing America.